Hi, I'm Jessica, and this is my garden in January. This is my first garden tour, and I'm starting something new this year. I'm going to do a monthly garden tour to show what's happening in my garden, what is working, and what I'm adjusting. I'm in Zone 8B in the Pacific Northwest, and January is not a flashy month here to be doing a garden tour, but it's honest gardening. We don't have beautiful white snow dusting everything. We have a lot of brown, slimy leaves covering the ground. But January is the perfect time to start building your dream garden because you can take an actual inventory of what your garden looks like. Does it look nice now? And also, it's the perfect time to dream because you're not really out in your garden planting yet. So I'm going to take you along and I'm going to show you what my garden looks like right now. Okay, we are starting in the backyard and I'm just going to kind of pan to show you what we have. So here is actually all of my orange, lemon, citrus trees. Here's a little test garden that I was doing last year. Then you'll hear my son dogging and my dog barking. Then here is one of our older borders. It continues on there. This is pretty shady. Then we move on. There's a little blueberry patch right there, which I'm hoping to change. This is the vegetable garden, play structure. That is blank area there. And then there's two plants here that I had rescued that were getting pulled out of somebody else's yard. So lilac, I don't know what kind because it came out of someone's yard, and a rhododendron, pretty mature one. And then my backdrop is there's a little bit of woods and there's actually houses back here, houses to the side over here, and a house over here that I'm going to work to do some privacy screening. Okay, so starting here, here are my citrus trees. I keep them plugged in with Christmas lights. You can kind of see they're on. And then I put these frost cloths on and they protect the plants pretty well. So I'm going to show you what this looks like in here, and just in case you're curious, I've unzipped this one. So it's potted. It's got Christmas lights, and these are navel oranges, and they are ripening in here. This just keeps it just warm enough where there isn't an issue. Then moving from this little citrus grove, which is temporary, they're here because this gets really good morning sun, even though you can't tell right now, and the sun will come back. Then this test patch, I live on a busy street, and so I'm hopefully wanting this to turn into a garden path that I can walk on and drink morning coffee and look at the plants, but then also for my kids to be able to ride their bikes on. So this stone won't stay here. This is actually all of the stone I dug out of this area when I was digging the grass up. This was all these rocks were underneath there. So this is just kind of holding the idea, but this would change to something that they could ride their bikes on. And I was kind of playing with structure with this for now, as far as this is an apple espalier. And then I have just bulbs back here for now because I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I impulse buy a lot of plants, and so I wanted to use them. I have blueberry bushes. I have blueberry bushes from the blueberry patch that's right there. And then I have more annuals and some perennials in here that I was kind of practicing and playing with. So this will evolve. It'll hopefully loop around the whole yard and create like a track that they can play on and I can walk on. Then this area is one of the oldest, and so the plants are more mature, and this is where I'm planning to do the most quote unquote most change, because these hostas, there's 5 of them in this bed, they are ginormous and they're too big. Let's see if I can get out of the sun glare so you can see. This is an azalea. There we go. Flanked by two of these hostas, and they are, the leaves come and cover this shrub, and so they're kind of killing sections of it. So I'm gonna have to relocate these and put them somewhere else. They're big though, so I don't know where they're gonna go. But that's the plan. And you'll see it's like hydrangea, hosta, hydrangea, astilbe, azalea. And then this particular side right here, these were planted at the same time, but this gets a lot more shade. And this particular area right here, everything dies. There was an azalea there, it died. Then I did a bleeding heart there, it died. I tried a new, or I put a hosta there, it lived, but I didn't like how small it was compared to these plants. I wanted shrub, 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 and deciduous, evergreen, deciduous. And so then I got this awesome, please don't do that, awesome encore azalea, and it hates it here. So I just found this evergreen huckleberry, and I know that they can take shade. So I'm going to use that as my evergreen shrub, and I'm going to move this guy too. So a lot of plants are coming out of this bed. Okay, so this is a view from this angle. You can see the test patch, the little citrus grove, that fire pit is going to move. And then that is also part of the test patch. It's a espalier pear tree. Anyway, that's the status of it as of now. Okay, this is the front garden now. I have plans for this garden as well. This one is full sun, and what I'm working on this again is evergreen structure. And right here, this is a mock orange. I bought it very little, so it's done some great growing now, but it'll take up a good section of this corner. Then we've got evergreen feature there and an evergreen azalea right there. In the front, this is all daylily, and it looks pretty. It frames out the garden bed pretty well, except for I just don't like when all the brown dead leaves. It's just not my favorite. So I'm actually thinking of maybe finding something evergreen like gardenia, evergreen gardenia, that can do well in zone 8B. But I also have, you can see these peony cages. There's 2 peonies, some roses. This little butterfly bush is also pretty much at its max height, so that needs to relocate as well. Not sure where, but I'll hopefully take you along on the journey while I do that. There's a lot of playing here. This is also one of our older gardens. We put this in when we first moved in, and I'm not going to pan up too much because this area, it needs more privacy hedging like you saw in the back. So I'm going to stay fence level, but there's a busy road out there. You'll see a hydrangea. This is a cherry tree. Hostas in the background. This little patch right here is full sun. Well, for now. There's asters here, so I'm planning on moving these. And the hellebores are blooming so nicely right now. Then we have this camellia, and this is a perfect example of moving things. It's changing what's not working. This used to be where that mock orange is. It was there for maybe 2-3 years. And it was kind of protected by the roses, where it was getting a decent amount of protection, but it was not happy there. It was growing, but it never bloomed. And since I moved it here last year, there's a bloom and lots of buds. This is going to be really fun. And this is part of the start to grow this area up with privacy screening and hedging from this busy road. As you can hear cars traveling past me all the time. Then I'm going to kind of turn. You'll notice a pattern. When we first started gardening, this was what we liked. Azalea, hydrangea, azalea, hydrangea. This one we kind of mixed in some rhododendrons as well, hoping that these get taller and provide some evergreen structure and privacy as well. There are hostas and astilbes mixed in here, and lots of weeds that need to be weeded out. Then another trouble spot right here. Just like in the backyard where you saw that encore azalea that is struggling, everything dies here too. I think it is because of this maple shading everything out. This was here when we first moved in, and it has grown beautifully. This stretch here used to be full sun when this was much smaller, and now it's full shade. So last year, this changed too, where hostas and hellebores moved in here. And they're pretty young. But I'm hoping they get big like the other one. And then back there are some tulips that overwintered, but we have a big rabbit and squirrel problem that they dig them out a lot and eat them. So these are what survived, and they're protected under a little net right now. So I'll just pan back so you can see the front yard border in all its realistic January glory. Okay, the last little established garden we have is right off our driveway. And this has gone through many iterations as well too, with plans on how to change this. So just documenting this, because we will probably change this some this year as well. Well, thank you for joining along on my garden tour. I will see you next month. Bye.